Plan Herbal Clinic, suluhisho la matatizo yako yote ya uzazi.
Yes, so we're here with DJ Cuppy. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for joining me, IOTV.
Vodacom, kazi ni kwako.
So tell us, who is DJ Cuppy?
DJ Cuppy is a DJ, producer, songwriter by night, but also a student by day. And I think the Cuppy brand is also sort of a very unique brand. Being a female in a male-dominated industry, especially as a DJ, I think that the Cuppy brand is one that's very adventurous, ambitious, and also a lot of fun. And also, I think I'm there to stand up for young African women out there that want to, show guys we can do just as well as them.
That's nice. So this tour of yours,
yes.
What are you promoting basically?
So my 8-country African tour, was really birthed by my vision to become, I guess, an advocate for Africa. I think that, when we look at the continent, even though people view Africa as a very, very vast place, I think that, people generalize Africa as well. And I think being Nigeria is the biggest economy in the continent. And also sets the pace for the rest of the countries in terms of entertainment. So I wanted to make sure that, as well as taking a piece of Nigeria everywhere, I made sure that I discovered other cultures and, didn't get part of that generalization of Africa, because I live in New York and a lot of people sort of view Africa as one lump, and it's 54 diverse, different countries. And I wanted to discover for myself what each of them have to offer.
Okay, so far, how many African countries have you toured? Before Tanzania?
Yes. So before Tanzania, we've actually already been in the last 2 weeks to Nigeria. We've been to Senegal, we've been to Ghana, and we've been to Kenya. So Tanzania is our 5th stop, and we have about 3 more countries to go. We have Rwanda, Uganda, and South Africa, and I'm so excited.
Quick question: how do you find Tanzania? The culture, the food?
I have to say, I've fallen in love with Tanzania. It's so beautiful. I mean, when even just waking up by the water every day is amazing, and I've definitely warmed up to to the vibe here. I just think it's amazing. I love the culture, and I love the fact that everyone seems to have a very sort of open. Everyone seems very open-minded, which is great.
Being a female DJ, what are the most challenging ordeals you had to face?
I think being a female in any sort of male-dominated sort of environment, one has to just be very strong and tough. I think I've become a fighter, and I've now used being a female to my own advantage, where I feel like I'm voicing a lot of other people's expressions as well. And the most challenging thing I think is expectation. I think, rather than focusing on the music, people tend to focus on the background stuff, and it's such a shame that I've had male DJs say that they don't think DJing is for females, which I think is crazy. I think that DJing is such an amazing piece of art, and it's a great way of expressing oneself. I think that it's about time that we see more and more DJs come out, female DJs come out, and just overall, to be honest, I would love to see more support for African women in the music industry, behind the scenes as well as being, right on stage. I think that we overall need to sort of support one another and make sure that we get rid of some of these stereotypes that exist with our cultures and traditions.
Do you know any female DJs from Tanzania so far? Maybe two.
I've heard of one whose name I unfortunately can't remember right now, but I've heard that, just listening to music on the radio and seeing how the industry here is shaped. It's amazing how much even Nigerian music is prevalent here. I have to say Tanzania seems to be doing better than others when it comes to supporting women, and I think it's fantastic.
Any bongo flavor music that you like so far?
Yes, bongo flavor. I mean, it's so exciting. This is my 2nd day here, and I'm warming up to this bongo vibe. Everything is bongo. It's really exciting. I think, for my show this weekend, you can definitely expect some of that from me. And I think that this is really why I'm excited to be here. You know, it's my second time in East Africa. My first time was in Kenya, but already I'm getting a completely different vibe. Even though Kenya is the neighbor of Tanzania, there's definitely a different approach here, and I love it. And I'm looking forward to discovering more and more. Even I need to try some Bongo food as well.
If you would decide, or if you would wish to work with any Tanzanian artist, who would he or she be?
I have to say, if I was to work with any Tanzanian artist, you know, it would just have to be Diamond. I mean, he's absolutely massive, so well respected here. Also, I think it's so great what he's doing. He's collaborating with a lot of Nigerians and, you know, other people outside of Nigeria as well. I think that, you know, to stand out, it takes sort of being courageous and brave and stepping outside of borders. That's what it's all about. It's about sort of just, you know, not following the normal path or the normal blueprint. And I think Diamond is a great example of that. And that's why people love him, because he's just always thinking outside the box. So it would have to be him.
So are you a fan? Are you a fan of Diamond?
Yes, I'm a Diamond fan. I think it's fantastic. And I have to say, he really caught my attention with his collaboration with Davido. I thought it was a fantastic record.
Okay. I want to ask you a little personal question. Being a daughter of a billionaire, how do you deal with that? How do you stretch yourself from that, you know, aspect?
Yeah, you know, I think it's so interesting how much attention people seem to pay to that. I think that, you know, I'm so lucky to have supportive parents, and I'm lucky that my parents pushed me as well. You know, and I think that at the end of the day, it's the music that really matters. You know, and I do have parents that, like I said, that challenge me as well. And everybody, I think, has platforms, but it's about the way you execute them. And, you know, people back home talk about opening doors and, you know, having access to different things. But, you know, if I'm not good at what I do, then what good is it doing it anyway? And how far will I be able to go without skills and without actual experience and professionalism? You know, so for me, the way I view it and the way I'm seeing it and with the results I'm getting, the music speaks for itself.
Wow, that's very interesting. So, DJ Cuppy, are you dating anyone? Just randomly.
No, unfortunately, I'm not dating anyone. I mean, in the 1 minute I think I'm looking for someone, but then the other minute I realize my job is really demanding, and I think it might be quite difficult to date a female DJ with the late hours and all the traveling. So, I mean, I guess right now I'm just married to my work.
So you omit to date?
Well, I don't know. I guess, actually, that's a really interesting question. No one's ever asked me that before. I don't know. I don't know. If the right person comes about, yeah, why not? You know, I have to say, I think as I'm getting older, I'm 22 now, I'm realizing that, you know, life is made to be spent with someone. So maybe eventually, maybe I'll find a guy in Tanzania.
Great! I love that. If you're in a desert,
Yes.
alone, trapped in the desert,
Oh, God.
and you had to take 3 things with you,
Yes.
what would you take and why?
So I have electricity.
Nope.
Not in a desert, obviously. Okay, 3 things. I would take a picture of my family. I would have to take my iPod or some sort of device that plays music. Maybe, I don't know what doesn't run out, a vinyl player. I don't know, I'll take something. And then I would probably actually take my Bible, funny enough.
You watch movies?
Do I watch movies? I don't watch as many movies as I want to. I don't have enough time.
But you like movies?
I think so. I can't remember last time I went to cinema. I tend to watch movies on the plane.
So if you were trapped in an elevator with, you know,
By the
2...
way, you know, I'm claustrophobic. I hate I hate elevators. I hate being underground. So yeah, I would freak out if I was stuck in an elevator.
Okay, let's assume you're stuck, let's say, in an elevator still with... who would you rather be stuck with in terms of superstar celebrities? And why would you rather be stuck with them?
Who would I want to be stuck with? This is rather interesting. I probably want to be stuck with... They have to be alive, obviously, right? Yeah, obviously. Not a ghost. I would probably want to be stuck with... you know, maybe... Right now, with the way I'm feeling, probably Hillary Clinton, actually, which is very random.
Why Hillary?
because I'm so intrigued by her character, you know, and I like her story, and I'd have so many questions to ask her, but especially because she's running for US president. I just think that I like strong women, and I would feel like I would be able to ask her so many questions. Or, you know, even if not her, just any woman that I feel empowered by, any woman that inspires me.
What advice would you give aspiring female DJs, in Africa, in Tanzania specifically?
You know, I think my advice would be, sort of be following your heart, and that's what I'm doing now. You know, I would have never guessed I would be here speaking to you now, you know, 2 years ago. I think that it's just a matter of following your heart and following your mind. I mean, even though those are two separate things, I think naturally when you're a balanced person, they tend to sort of lead you to the right direction, because you do things for yourself. I think that's where you should be. I think you should just do what makes you happy. Because the reality is that if I wasn't doing this right now, I don't think I would be happy. And when you're happy, I think you perform efficiently and you do things well, and things that weigh you down don't weigh you as much when you do what you want. So, you know, sort of like be happy and work hard. And it may be that you work hard in one thing and it doesn't work out, or you don't see results, but when you're consistent, things work out. I mean, my story is one that definitely has a lot of disappointment, which doesn't really show actually. I've been DJing for a while, not exactly 10 years, but for me, being a student, being a young person, being in school most of the time, it has felt like a bumpy journey. So it's all about perseverance, consistency, and also doing things for the right reasons. And those things will definitely lead you along the right path. And, you know, it's all about getting fulfillment in what you do, which is really interesting because I knew that if I came on tour for just musical shows, it wouldn't necessarily, you know, give me the type of fulfillment I want, which is why we have a big charitable aspect of the tour. You know, we're making sure in each country we're engaging young people and we're trying to inspire them, and, you know, with the few resources I have, I'm able to sort of, you know, provide some things for them as well. So I think that that's really where I'm getting fulfillment. And it's great sort of using the power of music to move them as well, but it's really about making a difference. So whatever you do, do it for you and make sure you get satisfaction and fulfillment.
What should we expect from you while you're here?
Well, I think Tanzania is going to be crazy. You know, Bongo is going to be crazy. You know, I'm performing twice. I've got a Saturday night at Noir, which is going to be absolutely off the hook. It's going to, I think the energy, I've heard you Tanzanians love to party, so it's going to be fantastic. And then, you know, the day after we'll be at Slipway Terrace, you know, doing the Cuppy Takes Africa tour show. So that'll be a day event. It's my first day event on the tour, so I think the energy will be amazing. So, you know, make sure you catch me there, and thank you, Asante.
Asante sana. Thank you for your time, DJ Cuppy. That was amazing. Thank you so much.
Subscribe kwenye YouTube ili uwe karibu na kila story za Ayo TV zinazotoka. Usisahau pia kukaa karibu na Millard Ayo kwenye Facebook, Twitter na Instagram. Facebook.com, Twitter.com pamoja na Instagram.com/MillardAyo. Usisahau pia kutembelea millardayo.com kwa story mbalimbali, picha na mengine yote ya Tanzania na nje ya Tanzania. Zote unazozitaka ziko TZA, millardayo.com na Ayo TV. Ayo TV pia inapatikana kupitia tanzaniabox.com, tanzaniabox.com. Hapo utakutana na video zote za kila siku kutokea Ayo TV.